Yo, yo, yo! Welcome in to the first episode of Fish Tank Talks, or FTT as we like to call it here. Today you're joined by myself, Austin, Klondike, and Philip. How's everyone doing today?
I'm doing great.
Good, good. Hey, Klondike?
Yeah, man, I'm just ready to get in there and just and start reading. I'm super excited.
You know,
Yum yum yum.
I was kind of curious, Klondike. When did your parents decide about that name?
Yeah.
I don't know, when they got divorced.
Damn.
Damn, that's crazy.
Wait, do we have a laugh track? We should work on getting a laugh track. Yeah. All right. Good on Klondike. Good on Klondike. Good for him. Divorced parents. Boy, do we know about those.
Woo! All right. So you know what reminds me of divorce?
Tell me.
Dead people. Now.
All right. I'm trying to envision it. Where are we going with this?
Okay. So you're probably wondering, how do you go from divorce to dead people? Well, what's one of the biggest reasons people get divorced? Because they hate each other.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah. Because they hate each other.
Holy shit! Did you know that annual rates of male and female spousal homicide range from 0.95 to 8.76 per 100,000 couples?
You're telling me per capita, there's a chance of an 8% your spouse will murder you.
Yeah, per
Damn.
capita. Oh, and that's male to female. Female to male is at the highest is 2.29%.
What about male to male or female to female? We're all inclusive here on this podcast.
Absolutely, baby.
Hold on.
Inclusive.
Let's just see, nearly 9% of murders were of a spouse, 6% of murders were on sons of daughters by a parent, 7% of murders by one of the other family members. Females were 58% of family murder victims.
That's
So you're telling me there's a 7% chance it's always going to be the in-laws?
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, don't they say that about too?
Okay, and let's get back on topic here.
Oh.
So, speaking of murder, divorce, and stuff like that, you know, that got me thinking. The thinking juices are flowing.
Okay.
You guys like unsolved cases, like
Oh,
just
boy,
trying
do
to
I.
figure out how the fuck this happens and how no one has figured it out yet.
You know, I was hoping you would say that because there's nothing more I love on this planet than unsolved murder cases.
Fun fact, did you know that in 2020, the unsolved murder case rate dropped to 54.5%?
Oh
It
my.
used to be 59%. Do you realize that's over half of murder
59%
cases?
unsolved?
Hey, well, nowadays it's a lot easier to hide your tracks.
No, it's not. It's anything. It's so much harder.
Not you would think so, but now there's just so many different ways to cover things up.
Yeah.
Like how?
Well, as a species, we've grown and evolved to be smarter. So, you know, we're thinking differently. You know, before you would just kill someone and bury them. Well, now we have access to all these different kinds of acids that we can dissolve people. You know, it's just
Like
people are
drive-by
becoming a
shootings.
lot more creative with murders.
Creative. Can you tell me a creative way to murder someone?
Have you ever seen Dexter?
No, I haven't.
Oh, well, let me tell you. We're non-sponsored, by the way, but that is a great show that's on Hulu right now.
It's really good.
And
Not
if you ever
sponsored by
watch
Hulu.
Dexter, not sponsored by either, but if you were to ever watch Dexter, you would see into the mind of a mass serial killer. I mean, it's beautiful in a sense, you know, just every stroke is planned out. Everything he does is
True.
perfectly planned. Yeah. Stroke of genius, if you will.
Okay. So, you know, now that we gotten on this topic of unsolved murders, I thought we'd talk about a certain unsolved murder that happened back in 1989.
Who?
I don't know if you ever heard of a man called Adam Hecht. I believe.
Oh,
he's
was that the
pronounced-
Beverly Hills tennis coach?
Yeah, I think that's what he was. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, I remember that.
Oh, wasn't he born August 6, 1965?
Yeah.
Wait, how do you know that information?
Because he had a burn on his right hand. I remember seeing that.
Wait. Hold on.
Wait, I guess the real question is did he go missing willingly or was he unable to return home? Let's talk about Adam Hecht.
You know, that reminded me of that one time when Adam said, "Excuse me."
Then he went outside and started talking to this person.
All right, okay. You're probably wondering, where the fuck is all this random information coming from? We do have the Unsolved Mysteries, like the TV show. They have a whole dossier of
dossier.
Dossier. My favorite quote from Adam was, Adam said, "Excuse me." That was my favorite one.
We just said that. If you were,
excuse me. Oh,
sorry,
I just
my bad.
said it.
Just before I got in my car.
In all seriousness, this man did disappear, and it sucks. None of this, in an actual sense, is funny. At all. But we're trying to interpret it in a way to where we can try and understand. This is left unsolved for so long. This man's either really old or has passed on.
Yeah.
And
could be missing, could be dead. We don't know.
We have no idea.
And like we said, we're not here to make a joke or a mockery of this situation. This was a real person, you know. But at the end of the day, it's a story. We're here to inform and entertain. So we're gonna try to do the best we can at it.
It's all right, as long as we're not Klondike's parents. I think we can stick together.
Oh boy, is that right?
God, that was so smooth. Holy shit.
Unlike your parents' marriage.
Kill me, dude. Make me an unsolved mystery.
Alright, well, Philip, if you would like to go ahead and bring us into it here.
Alright. So, according to Unsolved Mysteries, or Unsolved.com, where we're getting this information, they have a little spot called Case Details. I'll just give y'all a small little tidbit of that so you can get a little bit of a background. So, over in Beverly Hills, California, there's a growing population of homeless people that have started coming up at this time. I'd say this is late 1980s, early 90s. This is right when I think California was starting to really have its homeless crisis starting to spike.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, but it started really spiking around there. So we started seeing this influx of homeless people, and that can make a place dangerous, but at the same time, these are people too. They're just really unfortunate in the circumstances they got themselves into. So
really, California experienced higher homeless rates from 2007 to 2023.
But
continue talking.
By the 1980s, the homelessness emerged as a chronic issue. So yeah, this is exactly around that time.
Yeah, fair.
So Adam, who happened to be the son of a successful Hollywood producer, was born in Beverly Hills in 1965, and he spent his entire childhood surrounded by movie stars, privilege, essentially fancy living, okay? He graduated from Beverly Hills High, and he made his living as a tennis instructor at the time. And everyone who knew him, as quoted, recalled him as a bright, independent, and friendly young man. According to Unsolved.com, on the morning of January 10th, 1989, Adam's brother noticed he seemed a little different outside a restaurant where he went. I just had a stroke. Outside a restaurant where they went to eat breakfast, they met a street person who is apparently blind in one eye. I'm assuming street person just happens to mean, homeless person or person who just happened to be on the street. A few minutes later, after Adam left their table and went back outside, and Harold Hecht is Adam's brother, which is so lately explained of what the hell just happened. So, according to Harold, Adam said, "Excuse me," his famous quote. Then he went outside and started talking to this person. I could see him through the blinds, and I couldn't understand it, and I was quite surprised. I didn't understand his reason for being out there. So, what do you guys think he's going out there so far, without reading any further? Like, he just kind of saw this man and decided, yeah, I'm going to go outside.
Well, I mean, we don't know what the man was doing. He could have been messing around in his yard or something. I think he just went outside to go talk to him. From what I can tell, I mean, I think I would do the same thing. If I was sitting at my kitchen table and I saw a homeless person, walking in front of my house, I would want to know
this wasn't in front of the house.
How we got there.
This was outside of a restaurant.
Oh, maybe he's just a generous person. Wants to go out there and
Maybe.
have a talk with him. You give him some money.
I wasn't up and around in the 1980s, especially 1989. So when
I definitely wasn't
up and
around. I
around.
wasn't around California at that time for sure.
me neither.
Oh God.
But I do want to point something out here. His father was Harold Hecht, and he was a very successful movie producer. So we know,
I'm
and
sorry,
obviously
whoa.
they're from.
I think you're getting some facts mixed around there, Austin. Harold Hecht is Adam's brother.
Let me look here. Harold Hecht is his father. Harold Hecht Jr. is his brother.
Oh, okay. So
my
there you go.
apologies. According to what I'm reading right here, it says Harold Hecht is Adam's brother. So
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
So
that he
Harold
was a
Hecht
junior.
Jr. Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
But Harold Hecht was a very successful film producer. I mean, especially in the 70s, he had a lot of really hit movies. But what that means is this is an extremely wealthy family. I mean, they live in Beverly Hills, one of the most wealthiest places in America.
But was it the wealthiest in 1989?
It's up there. It was very up there. I think back then it used to be the Hamptons still, but now I think Beverly Hills does take that spot back.
All right. Hey, Klondike. Instead of trying to get your parents back together, could you read this next part?
I was just looking up movies produced by Harold Hecht, but
There are a lot of old westerns.
actually are Apache, Birdman of Alcatraz.
Don't forget, Rebecca Hecht is Adam's sister.
Guys, if you want us to watch some of these movies, feel free to comment in the chat below.
Yeah, and if y'all would like to join us on Patreon for a watch together, just let us know.
Oh.
You could be in the
I didn't
club.
know we had
TikTok.
those.
And if you want to box my fingernail clippings, just send me a snail mail.
For as little as $100 a month, you can join our Patreon.
All right, I'll go ahead and get started here.
Yeah.
When Adam returned to the table, Harold.
Let's try that again.
Yep. Run it back. When Adam returned to the table, Harold asked him what they were talking about.
Period.
Adam said it was nothing, so they continued having their breakfast.
Period.
After the
Comma.
they left the restaurant and headed toward Harold's car. But according to Harold, the encounter with the street person continued.
Colon.
Just before I got in my car, I looked back. He was talking to this person. I was very surprised.
Period. Close quotation.
Hold on,
End of quotation.
Does my hold on? If I do this, does my mic sound different?
No.
What?
Hold on. Does my mic sound different?
Yeah, very.
Oh my God. He time traveled. Through a ham radio.
Wait. I'm gonna read the words like that. Just before I got in my car, I looked back. He was talking to this person. I was very surprised.
That's insane.
Is that cool? Did that sound cool?
How'd you do that?
It's in my
You
Logitech.
literally went back in time.
Yeah, it was my Logitech has this thing that lets you do it on their app.
Oh,
So
that's
what I
cool.
was doing. Yeah.
Here, I got you.
And it's easier to do than that AI thing too, because you can whip it
I
really
can do
fast.
I can do the next one. So I like the next quote. So
I feel like I want to do the quotes now because I'm cool.
I got this. Oh yeah, you think you're cool?
I think I'm pretty cool.
You think you're cool?
I think we're derailing.
I think we're derailing too.
Okay, but I mean, as far as what we've seen so far, Klondike, what do you think is going on? I mean, I think this is very straightforward as of right now. It's just a wealthy individual trying to talk to a homeless person, maybe give him some money.
No, it's got to go deeper than that. I mean, he stopped breakfast to go talk to this guy.
Do you think he's maybe infatuated with the idea of having no money? Because he's grown up with having such a large amount of money. Maybe he wants to know.
Maybe it bothered him. Like seeing somebody out with nothing and him having more.
Or maybe he wants to know how, just how that side of the world lives.
No, I don't think so.
Could be.
You know what else? I'm not saying that he does drugs or that favors exist, but we're not gonna. We haven't read that much about it, so we don't know. And rich people do like to, they like to.
The young man from the street said his name was Tony.
Mm-hmm. And okay, yeah.
Okay. Within a few weeks, Adam had invited Tony to move into his apartment.
Oh.
Why? His brother says that Adam was disillusioned with his pampered life.
Mm-hmm.
But what started out as a gesture of kindness may have had unexpected consequences. Today, Adam Hecht is missing. Cue the soundboard.
Bum bum bum.
Oh,
Dude, the fact that you don't have this ready. No.
Oh.
No. You gotta do like a gasp.
Yeah, we don't have that.
What do you mean you don't have that?
We'll have it ready for next time.
Do you have shocked?
Huh? No. I can do this.
Hold on, wait. I think I just do.
No.
No. There you go. I'm glad we had that talk right there. So, I guess you were kind of saying earlier. You can continue.
Your turn. No, I'm just kidding.
You close?
Soon after Tony moved in, Adam brought his new roommate to his mother, Martine's house for dinner. She said she was surprised that her son would give shelter to a street person.
See, I thought I would see this coming here. Yeah.
I thought my son, my goodness, that's strange. But knowing Adam, the way he is, I really understood it. I thought, oh my goodness, that's so nice that he wants to help him. When I saw Tony and how he talked, and my God, the smell. It was unbelievable. And wow, it was scary. It was really scary.
Okay, so let's think about
I could see where she's coming from.
So, my God, the smell, it was unbelievable, and wow, it was scary. It was really scary.
Yeah,
I mean, he's living in the apartment and not taking showers. Like, he's living in the apartment, but he's not cleaning up. Like, that's weird.
Well, he might not be used to it. Or maybe Adam wouldn't let him.
I'm sorry. Yeah, okay, actually, facts. What if he's keeping him hostage? No.
What if Adam was trying to keep him in that homeless state so he could observe and study him?
No. So keep this in mind.
I mean, realistically, he could be.
What about him was scary, you think?
Do you
The
guys
fact
see a
that
picture
he's
of Tony?
Yeah. Do you have one?
Yep. Okay, I'm just gonna send this in chat.
What? Okay. Pull it up.
Alright, so we just want to know what's scary. I can't send pictures in that one. I'll send
Discord.
it to you guys over Discord, yeah.
Alright.
Alright, is there almost just me, you, and...
No, you just gotta create a new DM.
Yeah.
Alright, and then I'll add friends.
Alright, guys. What Klondike's trying to say here is he's using the application Discord to send us a message.
So there's a picture of Tony.
Whoa, okay, so that is an actual photo of Tony taken just a few days ago?
So I think I know why. His mom might have been scared.
Why is that?
In the 1980s of one of the wealthiest areas in America.
Okay,
yeah.
Can you describe why, though? I'm sorry, can you please say that one more time?
Actually,
So, an African
Tony's
American
older in this
man
picture.
in
Tony was younger. Tony is older in this picture. This is from.
Are you assuming he's from African origin? You don't know where he's from.
You know, you're right. He's a cold-blooded American.
Now let's go ahead and just continue with the story, guys.
So, this American man who, in the photo, looks... I'm gonna be honest with you, Chief, he looks like he's on crack.
He is.
Oh, okay. Well,
It says Adam was a user. It says Tony was a user of crack and heroin.
Huh. What does that
So
mean?
known substance abuse.
Okay, so he looks like a substance abuser. I will pop that photo up there, and y'all won't hear anything. Y'all are gonna be like, "What are they talking about?" And this has all been cut out of here, or hasn't? Just kidding. Fish Tank Talks is live all day, every day. If you want the uncensored episodes, go to our Patreon and please support. Because currently, this episode is sponsored by us. We're paying for it all.
Harold Jr. got 3 Emmys to his credit.
I don't care.
That's actually very impressive. His brother.
It's very impressive, yeah.
Dang.
That was after his dad's
How many?
death.
But what did his sister get? Pregnant?
She's retired.
Wait. What was her name?
Rebecca.
I thought it was Robin.
My vision's getting blurry right now. I took too many gummies.
Gummies of what?
Well, let's keep talking about Adam Hecht.
Have you ever thought that you might be the reason that your parents divorced?
Oh my god, dude, this is great. All right.
She has a very lovely family.
When we're done with this, I found a pretty good article.
Done with what exactly?
Yeah, we're talking about a person here.
Yeah, I have an addition on to the story.
Okay, well, so during the meal, Tony.
I'm gonna take my clothes off.
Are you gonna go poop? He's actually taking his clothes off.
I'm back.
That was Austin. I don't think I think that was the fastest you've ever taken your clothes off in the middle of a.
Look, let's just say I'm in a very humid and hot climate, and I was wearing a sweater, and that has now been removed.
So you may be in a humid and hot climate. Well, according to my weather forecast, it's humid and hot in the entire southern United States. Is that correct?
Some would say that is correct, but what do you call south, you know?
You know, I have a question. How much barbecue is where you're at?
Look, if you want to get into it, listen, in South California, where I now reside... Okay, I may have moved to Texas.
Austin lives in Texas, doesn't he?
I do. Austin lives in Austin.
Austin lives in Austin? Awesome.
I did used to live in a bad neighborhood, but there were a couple of kids who were up to no good.
Started causing trouble in your neighborhood? Dude, I got in one little fight, and let me tell you, my mom got so scared. Yeah, she said, you're moving with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air.
Alright, but anyways, we've sidetracked really hard from this really sad and depressing disappearance. But I don't think this
During
compares
the meal, Tony began to wave his hands over his food, as if he were blessing it. Still, Martine thought her son and Tony had a good relationship.
When do you think he started using?
Hold on. Let's keep going.
Yeah, let's keep on track. Let's read through all of it, and then we'll talk.
Flammable.
Adam was very, very much wanting to talk about Tony. Adam seemed to understand Tony, and I was led to believe that Tony was really being very kind to Adam as far as helping him grow up as a person and mature. That's what he said to me. He's helping me mature as a person.
And then this next part
is Adam's sister.
So this next part's by Rebecca.
Was an elite preppy businessman. He drove a great car and taught tennis. Then he met with Tony and it all changed. He became a very mystical person, and I just didn't know him anymore.
So, can we just appreciate that beautiful voiceover of how Rebecca, Adam's sister, sounds like she's been smoking her entire fucking life?
Which is a great note, because she was a smoker.
Oh, she was?
Yep, I looked it up.
I like how there's just a picture next to this that just says Adam was
Adam
not
in his apartment.
It's just Adam in front of a door.
Well, we don't know if that's Adam.
Alright, come on, guys. Go ahead and read the next part.
Alright, so, with Tony by his side, Adam began to visit a homeless area of Los Angeles, L.A., and often stayed out in the streets at night. Harold said he wasn't surprised. So, let's think about this. Adam, who used to be a person of wealth and fame, I don't know if fame is the right word for that, because he wasn't famous. He was just related to famous people.
Well, by association, he was famous.
Right. Okay, so by association, he was famous. So, how do you think he gets stooped into this to where he's now hanging out in homeless areas with a known user?
I think it's his own free will. I think he did it deliberately.
Okay.
Everything up to this point, Tony...
Can you provide a personal example?
I mean, I personally can't. Growing up with a very poor family. I mean, we had nothing.
Is this something like you like to add Klondike?
I remember he was telling me the other day, his family sues each other for fun to win arguments.
Okay, like I said, extremely poor family. I came from the dirt. Yeah.
But have you ever had a sugar sandwich?
If the dirt was made out of gold, I guess.
Hold on. Austin.
Yeah.
Austin, have you ever had a sugar sandwich?
I have not.
some
but
poor fucker you were.
just the other day,
The fuck is
he was telling me
it's
that he dropped his Balenciaga when he was 5.
It was actually when I was 6, and it was, we're getting off the point here. But what I'm trying to say is, I see where Harold's coming from. Because listen, growing up, I went to a private school, right? And...
Dude, that's so fucked.
A private school that almost cost
Hear me out.
college.
Hear me out. Like, genuinely. Because I'm coming at this from my own perspective now. Growing up, I would say I had a very privileged upbringing, right? And I went to a private Catholic school, and when I went into, I was not. My family is well off. We're all good. I was very fortunate. Yes, I did. But genuinely, me looking at this right now, like I said, I went to a private school. And up until then, that was all I had known. I never went to public school or anything, but I was infatuated with the idea. So when I got into high school, I switched over to a public school, and when I tell you, it was a huge culture shock, and everything that I would see around me, like, really caught my attention. So I see where Adam is coming from. You know, he grew up in this insanely wealthy family, way wealthier than, you know, probably all of our families combined at that point. But, you know, he probably doesn't have interactions with people of that low in poverty. Right, so when he does, it's truly fascinating to him. So I think that's why he was doing all of this on his own accords. You know, he took Tony in because that just so happened to have been maybe the first one he had talked to. But later on, you know, he wanted to go and see maybe all the homeless camps and everything like that. So I think this is all on Adam's free will. I don't think Tony coerced him into doing any of this.
So I personally think Adam only knew Tony because they used together, and that's because Adam would consistently go to the homeless areas to buy more crack.
100%, I'm going on Austin's side. I think he's infatuated with it.
Yeah.
I wasn't, like, going to private school, but I did go to public school before I went to private school, and I found it really interesting, all the people that I met. So I did like 8 squats while Austin was talking.
I could tell. It sounded like you just jerked one, but...
I mean, either or. What's the difference?
But I think we should keep going here, because I'm actually really starting to get into the story.
Alright, yeah.
So, what do you mean it's over?
According to Adam's mother, Martine,
all I know is I saw it, and I said, "Mine to you." He said, "Oh, I was doing it for the test of endurance."
Yeah, and then on June 10th, 1989, Harold realized he hadn't heard from his brother for several days. Concerned, he went to Adam's apartment. He said that when he arrived, Tony answered the door.
Not there. His car was not there, and I tried to get in. I said, "Where's Adam? Where's he gone?" And in his strange way, he didn't answer the question or seem to really know.
And then Adam's mother said she also went to his apartment and encountered Tony a few days later.
As I'm walking back down the corridor, he's following me and he says, "Give us the kids." And he starts to put his arms around me, and it was the most scary thing.
And then after that, the family contacted the Beverly Hills Police to file a missing person report and arranged to have Tony evicted. On July 9th, Tony was evicted from the apartment. He made no effort to avoid the police. Local detectives interviewed him and came to the conclusion that he had nothing to do with Adam's disappearance. 1 month later, Adam's car was found abandoned on a Beverly Hills side street. There were several parking tickets on the windshield. Inside, the keys were still in the ignition. Police also found Adam's wallet, credit cards, and hundreds of dollars in cash and checks. There were no other clues. Lieutenant Robert Curtis of the Beverly Hills Police Department.
We wish we knew specifically what happened to Adam Hecht. Apparently, he was not in the past. Occasionally had gone away for a few days at a time, but always said return. And whether he did it this time, or he just decided not to return, we don't know.
You know, Adam's brother Harold doesn't believe he would do that. He later said,
"He had very little solid business. He was very active with a number of different people on a number of different levels. For him to just disappear does not fit his character."
But according to Lieutenant Curtis,
oh my god,
"We have no real evidence of any foul play or any
This is
criminal
his sister.
involvement.
What? That's crazy.
We're not handling it as a crime, but strictly as a missing persons case.
Does Tony know more about Adam's disappearance than he is telling? Or did Adam reject his former life of luxury and choose to lose himself among the homeless? Martine said she just wants her son back.
What can I say? I just love him, and I just want him to come home. I miss him with all my heart, and it's not a complete family without him. And I would try to understand whatever he was thinking, and I would not be mad at him in any way. She kind of turned into Mickey Mouse. Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. I just want him to come home because he's truly loved by all of us and many other people too.
So
yeah, go ahead, Phil.
All right. So I went and calculated his age real quick based off of simple math. So he was roughly within the 23 to 25-year-old range. I couldn't tell what his date of birth was exactly. We just knew the year from what was provided here. Let's call him 24. I like to think that maybe he developed schizophrenia because, if I'm correct, late teens to mid-20s, schizophrenia really takes hold. Austin, as our medical expert, can you confirm this?
Confirm what? I'm sorry.
When does schizophrenia really take hold?
Well, schizophrenia, it's more of a genetic disability that can occur at any age. You really... In schizophrenics, if it's a true schizophrenia, you'll typically see it develop very early on in adolescence, and that's when you start controlling it. But I would say early teens is when you really start to notice if someone has schizophrenia.
All right, so I guess we could rule out schizophrenia from this because there could be a possibility he might be having an undiagnosed schizophrenic episode.
Yeah,
that could be
because you can, like I said, typically you would see it in adolescence, but it's not saying that you can't see it, in other ages as well. So it absolutely could have been, but now that we've gotten the whole story and we've read through this, I genuinely, I'm just going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say I don't think he's dead. I think he gave up his life. I think, but the thing is, all of his money and everything was still in his car, so. Yep. If he was killed, they were just going after him specifically. It had nothing to do with his money. Which to me seems a little strange. I think he gave up that life and maybe, wandered off into the streets somewhere.
Do you guys want to hear this article that I found on it, though?
I would really love to. I would love any more detail that you could provide.
So this is another guy that wrote his own little article on it. He said, as far as my theories, I've actually changed my opinion since doing research and speaking with Adam's family. I'd initially thought that Adam decided to live on the street and was probably met with foul play ultimately. However, learning that Adam was struggling with some deep questions at the time he went missing makes me believe that he left his life willingly. His brother Harold seems to think that's most likely the scenario as well. If Adam were struggling with his wealthy upbringing, it would stand no reason that maybe he wanted to leave it. His car seemed to have been left purposely, and the fact that a lot of cash was left inside. So keep in mind, we said there was cash inside. He's saying there was a lot of cash left inside.
They said hundreds of dollars.
Yes, leads me to think it wasn't left after some sort of a crime. I think Adam wanted to go searching on his own, abandoned his car, told Tony he could stay in his apartment, and left. I don't think he had some sort of clear-cut plan, nor do I know if Adam is still alive 30 years later. I do not think he left of his own free will. I do think he left of his own free will, which could explain why no trace of him was ever found in the first few years after he went missing, despite exhaustive efforts. Ultimately, I don't think Tony was involved in Adam's disappearance, and neither does his family. He was just a person struggling whom Adam thought he could help at the time, and Tony was more than willing to take advantage of and accept anything from him as he was willing to give.
All right, so I've got another theory after reading several other little tidbits and stuff about this.
Wait, but hold on. I got one more update. This one's from 2019. This is the most recent.
Yeah, I just read this as well.
Yeah. September 13th, 2019. Well, I had a bit of an update on the case of Adam Hecht, who disappeared 30 years ago this summer, that I know you will all want to hear. Adam's brother Harold was nice enough to contact me earlier this week telling me he actually encountered the elusive Tony on Monday. He had a conversation with him. Although Harold had seen Tony in a handful of times since Adam's disappearance, he hadn't actually spoken to him in about 20 years. He saw Tony walking in front of the Beverly Hills PD and decided to pull over and talk with him for a few minutes. He said that Tony was very polite and he didn't appear to remember Harold, but certainly remembered Adam when he asked Harold. Harold asked him when was the last time he saw Adam, and Tony replied at his apartment. Harold then asked Tony if he thought any harm had come to Adam, wherein Tony replied, I don't think so. Harold said Tony seemed sincere in his answers. I wish this surprising update would have ended with the discovery of Adam, but sadly he is still missing. However, anytime this case gets mentioned, it renews attention to it, which is a good thing. Harold Hecht and his family are very appreciative of the attention it gives to Adam's case, that so many people still care.
All right, so I was reading a bunch of different little tidbits, and that kind of helps reinforce my little bit of it. So,
those pictures that I sent of Tony were from 2019, by the way.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
keep in mind, he looked different 30 years ago. Yeah.
So,
all right.
If you look about it, so it appears Tony at that time was a very spiritual person. About how he was, according to Adam's mother, was kind of like going in over the food and blessing it and stuff like that. And apparently Adam started to become spiritual. I don't know if this is because they were living together at the time or anything like that, but I saw a bunch of tidbits saying maybe because it was 1989, it could have been a gay relationship. So I was looking at it, I was like, that makes a little bit of sense. A little bit of secrecy and stuff like that. And the fact that you said Tony didn't remember Harold, but could remember Adam very well. I can kind of get someone you live with, you can remember pretty well. But what I'm trying to say is,
there was $600 in cash in the car.
What if either Adam was killed, dumped somewhere else, and vehicle was left there? Because a big reason this is unsolved is because LAPD at that time sucked, and there was no body found. Whether he's alive or not, we'll have no idea until it's
Los Angeles is a big city.
Los Angeles is Los Angeles.
I doubt a rich kid running away, right? Like tops like some murders, unless if they were like paying the police a lot. Not saying that like it's not important, but I mean, we're looking at this. No blood, no harm. Money was left in the car.
There's no sign of foul play at all.
Yeah, like.
Well, I'm not saying it's the police.
I'm not saying like it's at the top of the list. Los Angeles is a city. It's a city.
But a lot of times,
some would say the city.
A murderer isn't going after money or stuff like that. That's a mugging. That's death and a mugging.
Murders are a crime of passion.
Exactly. Murders, they do it for the thrill of it. They're not trying to get stuff from it. That's just burglary with something that happened.
Whether it be love, lust, money can be involved in murder. It just depends. But like we said, there's no money taken from the car. Now, not saying Adam could have been at gunpoint taken from his car. With the keys still in the ignition is a little interesting. But, aside from that, I genuinely believe he just got up and left his old life and just wanted to start over and do something new, whether it be from a mental problem or,
He seemed to really enjoy Tony's company, so why would he up and abandon Tony?
Well, maybe he wanted better for Tony. Maybe he knew that's not what Tony wanted anymore. Maybe Tony wanted to, live a better life. That's why he left him the apartment.
Yeah, Tony would have been a younger guy with Adam. Adam was 23.
Yeah.
Tony, that picture was 30 years later, so Tony was probably around the same age. And Adam was probably just like, damn, isn't that wild that he's lived a completely different life than me and we're kind of around, Yeah.
Very well could be.
That's pretty good takes from you guys. But, I just want to pivot a little bit. We've kind of talked about a little bit of depressing stuff. What?
All right. Back to the case of Adam Hecht. Like we said, this guy could be missing. He could be dead. We don't know. But if you would like to leave a comment on this video, please let us know your thoughts, what you think could have happened. But that's really all we have for you today. Again, this has been the FTT, the Fish Talk. Fuck! After all of this has been, this has been the FTT. Stop, mute! Okay, resume right here.
Hold on. Wait.
Thank you all for joining us today. Klondike and Philip with the FTD. Thank you for joining us. We'll see y'all next time. Okay. Thank you guys for... God. Okay, let me just do this. Alright.
Shorter that time.
Get ready. Thank you guys for...
You're gonna pick the length and we listen to the full song multiple times?
The intro needs to be the full one. The intro needs to be the full... I like it.
Yeah, but
okay, shut up! Let's do this!
Every other time he played the whole way.
Thank you guys for joining us on the FTT today. It's been your boy, Austin, Klondike, and Philip. We'll see y'all next time.